Sometimes it's easier for people just to do it for us oldish people because it's faster, they're faster. Welcome everybody. We're going to call the meeting to order, or I should say our gathering to order. The first thing on the agenda is the invocation. Mark Waters is going to do that for us again this month.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
As our community is making every effort to become a little bit more gentle sometimes with each other and with the staff and the employees, I thought it might be kind of nice to do the prayer of St. Francis today. I think it's very fitting. Let us pray. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. And where there is darkness, light. And where there is sadness, joy. O divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive, it is in pardoning that we are pardoned, and it is in dying that we are born to eternal life. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Mark. Next is the pledge. Jim Jandra.
I'm going to stand here so that I don't have my back to you all, and thus I can face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Next, we're going to have the human resource recognition. Angie?
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Right now, I would like to, it's my honor to announce the Employee of the Month, LaTony. LaTony is one of the most helpful associates we have in ALMC neighborhood. She assists both staff and residents whenever needed and never says no when her help is requested. She always makes sure residents get their appointments scheduled and goes the extra mile to ensure transportation is arranged. She also maintains the supplies for ALMC. She's an overall great team player, and we are forever grateful to have her on our team. Congratulations, and thank you for the team.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is LaTony, for the ones that don't know me. I've been here over more than 3 years. I did 2 years in downstairs independent as a caregiver, and then I did over a year in assisted living and memory care. I want to say thank you to Ms. Tammy and Ms. Johanna for believing in me and for always counting on me to get things done, and for them to be there when I need help, when I need them. I really appreciate you guys, and y'all made a big difference in assisted living, and I really appreciate y'all. I also want to thank you as well. Thank you. Thank you.
Next, I'd like to announce the Rookie of the Month, Latrell Williams. Latrell recently relocated to Jacksonville from Atlanta, and we are so glad she did. She joined our healthcare center team, and in a short time, we have all felt her presence. Latrell excels at one-on-one greetings with her residents and enjoys celebrating with them with social hours and spa treatments. Calm, cool, and beautifully dressed, Latrell moves through the day getting things done with her own special flair. She has already endeared herself to staff and residents alike, so help me congratulate Latrell. Flip the pen. Flip the back.
Woo, good.
Would you like to say anything?
I appreciate this honor. You know, I'm very new to the team. I thank you so much for the love and support here. I hope I continue to grow in the role and make everybody proud. And God bless everybody. Thank you so much. I love the team and appreciate everybody.
Congratulations. I'm looking around, there he is, that Lester Ruiz hiding in the back. And I'd like to please welcome Lester Ruiz to the front. He has been leader of reporter. There's so many people who make it possible for us to care for our residents. And because we know it takes a team to make it happen, we'd like to recognize this leader as leader of the quarter. He joined Cypress back in June of this year, and he hit the floor running and did it with grace, even under staffing pressures. This leader has been instrumental in supporting his team and caring for our residents. Please join me in congratulating Lester Ruiz, Director of Environmental Services, for all his hard work, commitment, and dedication.
Thank you, Lester.
Congratulations.
Thank you, everybody. It is a true pleasure. I am really, really happy to be here. And I'm not going to talk so much because I'm a big crybaby and I'm not going to do this one. But it is a pleasure. I honestly did not expect this coming here this morning. But thank you all because I gotta thank my team. I wouldn't be here right now, this big privilege, if it wasn't for my team. I got Natalie in here. Thank you, Natalie, and the rest of them. If it wasn't for them and every single person in my team, from my supervisors to my hourly employees to housekeepers to the floor technicians, they all do a great job. And under pressure, because we have been a little short, and we all know that because I'm very, very, very honest with everyone. They have done an amazing job picking up extra days, picking up extra slack, trying to do everything they can so we can give you all the services you all deserve. Thank you all again. Have a good day.
That was wonderful. And this was not a shy group that came up here, and very well dressed, I must say. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Angie.
Oh, you're welcome.
Next up, it's my remarks. So, did you review the bios that came out for the committee, for the new council members? Don't we have a great group? Yes. I want to thank Linda for all of her hard work and all of the nominating team. And you're going to get to meet the new nominees. They will be standing up and introducing themselves in a later date. You will have the opportunity to meet them. Not that you couldn't meet them after this meeting, but you will get an opportunity to meet and greet. And I want to take this opportunity, and I'll do this again next month, to thank the current council. They are a wonderful, supportive, motivated, goal-oriented, smart team, and I am so grateful to have all of you. And two are not here, so. Linda Linda Daughtry is going to introduce the people that are going to run for the election, and she's also going to talk a little bit about the Employee Christmas Fund. Linda?
Good morning. On the Residence Council, Residence Advisory Council election coming up, I'm going to get the candidates to stand up, and just so you can see who they are, we have some people who are not long-term residents of Cypress Village, so that's a great thing to have, that we have people stepping up and wanting to serve in this important role. So Bill Chatfield, I don't know who is here. Bill Chatfield, Louise Fontecchio, you don't have to stand up, just wave your hand. Jim Jandro, Bob Kyle, and Carol Luckenbach. There she is, stand up. You stand up too, Bob. You stand up. That's good, that's good.
Long enough?
And now I'll give you just a little bit about what's going to happen, because 4 weeks from today is the end of this election, and at this meeting next month, November 8th, I think, at the end of that meeting, the successful candidates will be announced, and the new Residence Council will go off and elect their president and their committee chairs, and we'll be off and running for another year. So there's going to be a video film tomorrow. Katie's gonna do an introductory video where each of the candidates will give you 3 or 4 minutes background, why they want to be on the council, that kind of stuff, whatever they want to talk about for you to get to know them better. That video will be played after coffee chat on this coming Friday, and it will be subsequently played 2 or 3, 4 more times in the next month, so that everybody has an opportunity to see it on 266 if they actually miss coffee chat on Friday. After that, we're going to have a meet and greet where we will have wine and cheese. That's the only way at Cypress Village you actually get people to come to anything. And there will be an informal opportunity. Most of the candidates will be there. There's some conflicts that already existed that we can't do anything about. But most of the candidates will be there, and there'll be an opportunity for y'all to have informal conversation with them to get to know them a little better. The electronic voting, for those of you who were here last year, we tried an electronic voting methodology that was incredibly successful. We probably got 80% or more of the vote in electronically, which allowed us to have fewer in-person voting sessions. And because Cypress Village has done so many surveys, that type of stuff, more electronic communication this year, I'm expecting even better than that, because people are more used to communicating using that methodology. So that will begin on Monday the 17th, run for 2 weeks until not the next Friday, but the following Friday, and then it will be cut off. The one thing with the electronic voting, if any of you couples share an email address, there is a block on the electronic voting, only 1 vote per email address. So if you share an email address, one of you is going to have to come to one of the in-person events in order to have your vote counted. There are 3 open seats, therefore you will be able to vote for 3 of the 5 candidates. Any ballot that has more than 3 votes on it is automatically tossed out. So be careful, vote for 3. You can vote for 1, you can vote for 2, you can vote for 3, but no more than 3. And then we will be prepared to, the committee will be prepared to do all of the tallying of the votes, and it will be announced on November 8th at the conclusion of your meeting. Any questions? Sure.
Can you vote for the same candidate 3 times?
No, you can vote for one candidate one time.
Stuff the box?
Oh, well. Sorry about that. Anything else? Okay, and I was remiss in not naming the nominating committee who has done a fine job of getting this done. It's Ken Barber. I'm not going to get these good in alphabetical order. Everything with the candidates will be done in alphabetical order. We're not trying to advantage or disadvantage anybody. Nancy Rochester, Jackie Bussey, Ken Barber, Kate Pierce, Rosemary Preby, I know she's here, and who did I forget? One more. Oh, Mays. See, when I do it in alphabetical order, I'm a little better at it. Okay, so that's your committee that you can thank for all the work of identifying and cajoling these candidates into running and getting all the work done that it takes to go through this election each year. So thank y'all very much. Second thing, which is not on the agenda because I've been so busy with the rack stuff, I forgot it's time to do Christmas fun. So and you'll find in your log that was distributed this past weekend, there is a write-up about the Employee Appreciation Fund. It's called the Employee Gift Fund, the Christmas Fund. It actually, our donation time is from October 1st, which has already started, so get your checkbooks out, until the weekend after Thanksgiving. And at that point, we need to cut it off because we have a lot of work to do to calculate the amount of the gifts and get the checks produced and ready to be distributed. And we will be having with Hector's team a sit-down soon to talk about the breakfast and the way we distribute the gifts to the employees on that day. And just remember, we have a no tipping policy at Cypress Village. This is the only way that we as residents can say thank you to all of the staff members who make our lives here much better than they would be if we didn't have those staff members. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. But I bet none of you could say your life has been perfect. So think about these people. Think about the people you see every day, the frontline people. Also think about the people behind the scenes who keep this place running that you may never have seen. You can't put a name with a face, and they're just as important as the people you see every day. So please be generous. It's our only opportunity to do this. We do it once a year, and if you choose to come down to the breakfast, which many of you do, and you hang around the table where the distribution of the gifts are being done, you will see some really, really, really happy and grateful people. And it is very heartwarming, and everybody who contributes, no matter how, will take anything, everything adds up, but please be as generous as you can. It's very important so that we can take care of more people with more generous gifts. Our only chance to do it. Thank you so much.
I am your honest rack treasurer, who would not dream of stuffing the box.
That's why we have one vote per person.
The coffee chat. Well, as you can see on the back of your agenda from Coffee Chat, we have been very fortunate to get $1,332.97 from the for the ROC Treasury. I'm also a very able public speaker. Thank you.
Wendy is not a morning person, so. Okay. Coming to 8:30 meetings once a month and 10 for the other, it's a real contribution, believe me. I also wanted to, while talking about Wendy, she wrote a wonderful article about support groups in the CV log, and so I hope you get a chance to read it.
Thank you.
And next up is Jim Jandro. He's going to talk a little bit about the Veterans Committee and the upcoming events for Veterans Day.
Thank you, Janet. I have dressed down as much as I can. I'm not wearing my sport coat. I'm loosening my tie. I unbuttoned the top button. But that's as much as I can dress down. I have to go to a meeting immediately after this. I've got to go to Westminster, Julington Creek for a FLICRA meeting. So that's why it is what it is. Okay. I want to talk about veterans. So I came up here so I could be right next to the American flag. The Veterans Committee has been working very hard. And there are 6 events between now and the end of November. 2 of them are Coffee with Comrades on the 12th of October and the 9th of November. On the 13th of October, at 1400 hours, 2 o'clock, for those of you that have not been in the military, at 1400 hours is going to be the United States Navy 247th birthday here in Egret Hall. Yes, Mike? You can applaud. And then on the 10th of November, at a time to be determined, it is the United States Marine Corps 247th birthday here in Egret Hall, and for them I say, hoorah! And then 11 November, Friday, at 11:11, in the train lobby, we honor the veterans that are on the Veterans Recognition Wall. Let's talk about the wall. There are, from our veterans database, there are 299 Cypress Village names on there. 299. That's our veteran population, veterans or spouses or widows. And then, at 11 November, tentatively starting at 16:30 hours, 4:30, is the Veterans Day dinner, with more information coming out on that. So yes, there's a lot of activities and we're very busy. So I want to identify the members of the committee and the supporting people that help us. Jim Barrett, Ed Cowan, Ed Froelich, Ted Levesque, Greg Streeter, Bill Worth. And then supporting us, especially because of the dinner on the 11th, is Harry Hungate, Chuck Fouts, our own Director of Dining, Hector, Ivan Cruz, Kitty Amador, Lisa Drew, and then VSO, Joe Solsano, and from VITAS is Gavin Wick-Jayakin. I have our guy, Gavin. So that's the staff, the people that make all this happen. So let's give them a big round of applause. And I also want to thank Cypress Village for the outstanding support that they, first of all, give the veterans, but also for Veterans Day. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Louise Fontecchio, I've been practicing, is going to talk about some of the activities coming up for Halloween, etc.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, hi there. I'll try not to talk too long today because obviously we're having a long meeting, but I think it's being very informative. But we do have a lot of things going on this October. The first thing I want to talk to you about sort of is activities, and it's sort of community-wide, and that is a charity committee that has been formed that is in the process of figuring out what we're going to do. So I can't really tell you what we're doing because we're still going through the policies and procedures and that sort of thing. But for quite a while, starting, I don't even know when, I know back early in the year when Katie brought up the subject, and then since then, Lisa's pursued it, Ty's mentioned it. There has been a desire to have some sort of resident input into the different charities that we're going to be supporting, or different charitable, not charities that we support, charitable activities, things that we are going to be doing. And there needs to be some process to look at the many requests that came into Katie, now come into Lisa. Oh, we need to do this, so we need to do that. Obviously, we could be inundated if we did everything that could possibly be done to help every needy cause out there. So our committee has a big job to do, and it's kind of fallen on me as the chair of the activities committee to chair this committee, but it's representative of the whole community because we have representatives on the committee from the different standing committees and so forth. So just wanted to let you know that has been formed. It will be ongoing, and sometime or another, sometime soon, I hope, you will have some information coming out about what we're actually doing. But Janet wanted you all to, well, everybody wanted you all to know, and I wanted to just let you know that that committee is formed and is working. Okay, activities. First and foremost, want to let you know that Van Gogh, Beyond Van Gogh, everybody, there are lots and lots of people that had said they wanted to go, that told Lisa, oh, please get us tickets. She did, and somehow or another we ended up with way more tickets than people, which doesn't represent the number of requests that were made. So the last trip, the October the 5th, I think it was, we had a half-empty or very empty bus. She had like 20 tickets and 4 people went, which is just terrible because she can't get money back for the tickets. There are still 4 seats available, or 4, not seats, they're not seats, 4 tickets available for the October 20th show. Plus, there's no waiting list for that, so there'll probably be some cancellations. So if you want to go, October the 20th, there's still 4 tickets left. Please, ask for them. And a couple of people had said to me, oh, I really want to go, but I'm just afraid because it sounds from that write-up like it's a lot of walking or that there's nowhere to sit or whatever. Well, there's not that much walking. There's a short walk that you have to go through, but there's no steps, there's no curve. I mean, you get off the bus right there and you go right in. It's really easy. And those who have those sit-on walkers, you can sit right on it. You don't have to walk around or stand to see the show. So, and the write-up says it sounds like strobe lights or something. It's not strobes. It's just a very gentle fading. One picture kind of fades in off the other. So it's not. There is one point or a couple of points where the light does sort of come down across the floor. And if you have a tendency to be dizzy, you might just want to stand still when the floor is moving. But there's plenty of opportunity when the floor is not moving to move. It's not stroby or light or anything like that. It's really beautiful. And I hope that some of you who want to go that maybe thought you shouldn't will go ahead now and sign up and go because it's a beautiful, beautiful exhibit.
It's an amazing show. Amazing.
So hope you'll go and hope you'll take those extra tickets because they're there. Fall Fest next week. If you remember the car show, 19th. That's next week.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That's next week. 19th is next week. It's coming up on us too soon, Lisa.
We're ready.
If you remember the car show and how much fun that was, everybody got out and walked around and there was some food trucks there and so forth. It's not going to be a car show, but it is going to be outside. It's going to be an opportunity to enjoy this beautiful weather we're having. I understand we're going to have a funnel cake truck, food truck, ice cream, just some fall activities and an opportunity just to get out and visit and enjoy this beautiful weather. So hopefully you will come to the Fall Fest. Now, on the calendar it says it starts at 2. That is when it starts. Now you will see people out there at 1. That's primarily, they're going to bring the memory care people down to let them have an opportunity to enjoy it and be out there and so forth. So you're welcome to come out at 1, but that's primarily 1 to 2 is primarily for the memory care, right, Lisa? And then 2 o'clock, come on out and have a good time. There'll be music. It's going to be a lot of fun. Halloween. 10 o'clock in the morning is the animal parade, and there is going to be a costume contest for the animal parade. Tickets will be, the prizes, we'll keep that a secret, but there are going to be prizes for the animal parade. Lisa said that there are dog biscuits as well as cat nip. I'm not real sure whether I'll bring my cat down. He might freak out, but I will get some catnip for him. But definitely bring your dog. And then that night is the Halloween party, and we're doing something a little different. People have some people say, oh, I hate to be out after dinner or whatever. We're kind of combining it with dinner. So Egret Hall is going to be this huge haunted house. And we're going to have music, and it's going to be, you're going to be shocked when you walk in here and see what it's going to look like. And then this door will be open so that we connect with the Loon. And Jen has said she has some surprises in store for the Loon. So it's going to kind of be the antechamber to the haunted house. And it should be a really, really fun party. And anybody that comes in costume, and we're including if you want to put a pumpkin t-shirt on, that you will get a ticket for a raffle, and the prizes for the raffle will be really good prizes. So come in costume of some kind and get a ticket for the raffle and come and enjoy that party that night, and it will be from 4:30 to 7. So it's going to be consistent with dinner, which is what's going to be a little different this year. So everybody, even those who don't like to be out late at night, can join the Halloween party this year. So maybe that'll get more people to, want to do something, because it's just a little bit different. All right, and then the final thing, do not forget the activities meeting on October the 28th, right here after coffee chat, 9:30. And we had our activities meeting yesterday, and by the way, you all are doing much better at canceling when you sign up for something. Lisa said she hasn't had a lot of no-shows on the bus. So after last week's announcement, hopefully maybe we've kind of made people realize and given more people an opportunity to participate. But the activities meeting may be your final chance to come and say, I really want to do this for the holidays. And Lisa's got plenty of, oh, we should, but what she wants to hear is the I want tos. I would really like to do so-and-so for the holidays, or I'd like to do so-and-so for anything. But she's got a lot of wonderful activities lined up. And if there's something you particularly want to do, that you've heard of a special kind that you just really want us to go to for in the holidays, this will be the time, October 28th, to come and voice your opinion to get those on the calendar for the holidays, and after the holidays too, but right now that's sort of, I guess, where the focus is going to be. And finally, when there's this many people in one big room that we're all having to sort of be in, please be kind of aware and a little bit tolerant when there have to be changes to things. Some activity that you love to do competes with something else that other people want to do. Just, remember we got one big room, and that's all we've got. So anything that can be scheduled in the OMR, she'll schedule or whatever. But just be aware that sometimes there are conflicts, and just choose, just come and enjoy what's here, and remember we'll do something else next time. Thank you.
Thanks, Louise. Laurel's going to do Connect Us, which I know nothing about.
Good morning, everyone. So Connect Us. This is our inaugural networking event. We haven't done one of these ever quite like this. And I'm very excited about it. Like I said, it's the first one, so we're going to just kind of put our feelers out there to see how this event goes, and then we'll start planning this on an annual basis or maybe biannually. But on the 21st, so that's not this Friday, but next Friday, we are inviting many healthcare leaders like CEOs and COOs, CFOs of hospitals, of different insurance companies. We're inviting local politicians, anybody who's in office, might be in office, doesn't matter what side of the street they're on, we're inviting them. Because healthcare is changing. Healthcare is dramatically changing. Senior living is affected by that. And often, as we've sat through different symposiums for healthcare, the topic is about hospitals and the topic is about Medicaid, Medicare, this, that, and the other, but they forget sometimes about senior living. So our job is to insert ourselves. We want Cypress Village to be a force, essentially, where all of our competitors, other CCRCs, other skilled nursing facilities, standalone assisted living communities know that they can come to us if they need help with advocacy, if they need help with even referrals, if they need a skilled nursing facility because they're shut down and they don't know where to send their patients. Cypress Village is very strong. We are in a great place financially. We're in a we're in a really good place. And I want to acknowledge Ty Morgan, our executive director, and Sarah Ninya, our associate executive director, because they are the reason why we are such a strong CCRC. So I'm just going to take a minute to and I know they're too humble to say that about themselves, so that's why I'm doing that. But we really are, I mean, from an employee standpoint, I know that my job is secure. And I'm thankful and grateful to them for that because we are, like I said, just such a strong place in such a, tumultuous economy right now. So anyway, so this event, going back to that, it's going to be in the evening, but dining is going to be a huge factor in that. They're going to really just give us the glam and glitz and Egret Hall and the Loon's Nest. So how it's affecting you all is the Loon's Nest is going to be shut down that night. And it's going to be a one meal day so that they can give all their attention to the evening, but I want you to understand why. They're going to make sure they're going to do a great one meal day for you. That's going to be a really fancy meal. They'll give you a taste of what's going to be happening that night. So to kind of make up for that. But I just also want you to understand, this isn't just something to show for Cypress Village to show off. This isn't just something to feed and invite outsiders in. This is really something we're starting something new. And the name of the event is Connect Us, so that people think Cypress Village can connect us to the next resource, to the next, the next big thing that's needed. So like I said, we're going to have some local politicians here. We're going to have the CEO and president of Leading Age Florida here. And we're going to have some open time at the beginning for unit leaders, floor leaders, and residents advisory council to kind of mingle with them and talk with them, chat with them. But the rest of the event is really going to be work. We want everybody to get together, all of the people that we've invited to network, to see, this is how we can help you, how can you help us, that sort of thing. But again, I just wanted to really establish the importance of this event and that it's not just something, we're not trying to take away anything from the residents. If anything, we're trying to be part of the changing healthcare reform that's happening and make sure that senior living is going to be right up there on the docket as well for any legislature changes. So that's all that I had this morning. Did you have something, Lisa?
Just to remind everybody, the music that was scheduled for 7 will be in the C lobby at 6 o'clock. So we'll do a happy hour for you.
Right, so Lisa Drew is going to host a happy hour with music. It's going to be at 6 p.m. in the C lobby. So there's going to be even some entertainment for residents to have some little, I think maybe wine and cheese, that sort of thing. Wine and cheese.
Yeah.
A lot of wine and cheese. So I had prepared some comments for today, but I thought about it a little bit more last night, so I'm just going to kind of take a little audible here. And just looking around the room and some of the faces that I see and some of the feedback that I've received, my first 30 days was really just evaluating. It was taking a good hard look at the department, trying to dig in It's very easy to recognize the deficiencies of the areas that really need work. So now, I mean, hitting the ground kind of running in the last 7 or 8 days, 6 or 7 days, I put together a plan to start to correct some of those. Last week we had a good week. We hired 3 people. You know, staffing for my managers is like the biggest thing. You know, they're barely holding their head up above water every single day, which doesn't allow them to do the things that they need to be doing, i.e. servicing, training, servicing the residents, things like that that really are important. We need to get to those things. We understand that. We recognize that. Oh, sorry. I hate microphones. Anyway, so we understand that those areas certainly need to be worked on, and now we're at the process of putting in training programs, getting the training programs together so they're going to stick. I didn't want to come in and just start making some wholesale changes across the board and just patching holes. It appears that we've been patching holes for a while in the department. So that wasn't something that I wanted to do. I wanted to do things that were going to stick. Some of the things like the training, staffing, all of those things, getting the right people in the right places were first and foremost for me. We're trying to transition Brianne out of accounting into the department. That's going to help my management team a great deal. You've seen her on the floor. She's covering 2 roles. It's, you know, probably pretty difficult for her. She's probably, her feet are probably pretty sore at the end of the night and legs from running around this place. But, you know, and then moving into some of the concerns, the hot food concerns, the quality issues. Now is where we're moving into those things. I'm working with Chef on some of the menu selections. We sat together. I had to understand the Crandall program. I had to understand how these menus were put together and where the tools were to create better menus, to create hotter food. I recognize that there are some equipment needs that we have. We're in the process of cutting through all of those things so that we can make some of these corrections, because they're all similar comments. It's service, it's hot food, it's quality of food. Those are really the top 3 things that I really have to concentrate on. It sounds pretty easy. It's not. It's not. If you don't put a good plan together, if you don't work your way through the process, it's not going to stick. We don't want to have great menus for 1 week and then great service for 3 days. We want to have those consistent factors happening every day, so then the off day is the off day. Currently we're having 50-50 mix, I think, you know, if I'm being completely honest about it. So, you know, those are the things. I just want to do the departmental, and then I'll go through some, you know, really some changes and some things that you're going to start seeing around the campus. Does anybody have any questions on that?
Just thank you for being a proponent of process. So important to recognize process.
I love you. See that? Oh.
Live mic.
Live mic. Yeah. I'm getting kicked out here for time. Prompting me. Anyway, so anybody else have questions on that? Does everybody believe that this process is going to work?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I need your help.
Yes.
I need your patience. We're working on it. Trust me. These are things that are near and dear to my heart. Y'all deserve it. Trust me, you do. All right, so just some updates. We're changing the menu presentation in all areas. We started with Middleton's. I'm working with Dining Committee on putting some symbols, some gluten-free, low sodium, no butter. Those symbols will be throughout the menus on the campus. So it's consistency throughout the menus. I'll put a key together. We'll send a communication out once we've worked with Dining Committee and got approval on them, and they all look good and they're simple. Those will be throughout. So if we have a team member that doesn't know, it's already going to be identified. We're just really making it simple so that everybody understands and can see. If it's this symbol, it's this. It's this symbol, it's that. 99% of restaurants in the world do it. We're just going to do it. So nothing new. Chef Ben has agreed to, again, look at that week-at-a-glance menu that's on the side. I don't see a good reason why we can't do that in Milton's all the time, and not just for pickup or delivery. It should be something, it should be a component of being able to order something off that side. Anytime we want to revisit that, we want to update it, put some vegetarian choices on there, put some healthier alternatives on there. So you've got more to choose from if you don't choose to dine in Middleton's that day. If you don't like the food that's on Middleton's, if it's not something that you like. So then you'll have some options there. I have to work through the process on that as well because we need to identify the point of sale system so that we can ring it through as a professional restaurant would. Ring it through, it pops up in the kitchen as a chip, the cook cooks it, it comes out to you. It will be probably a 15 to 20 minute wait time, I mean, just like any other place. But we want to put everything into place. I had to recognize the capabilities of our point of sale system, work through, there's a couple steps to this, so I'm working on it. So you'll see that coming down the pipe pretty soon. 46 menus, new menus are coming out October 17th. Unfortunately, the lobsters are going to go away on the 13th, I think it is. Yeah, I know everybody knows that. So it's just that time of year. I mean, the price goes up, the quality goes down. There's no sense in really keeping them on a menu if you're a chef. And then lastly, all the equipment for the Style Bar has arrived. I'm working with dining committee on dates. I'm looking at October 18th. Hopefully we can get that up and running. We are going to put an attendant on that. You know, there's probably a 60-40 consensus whether this is going to work or not across the board from what I've seen, heard, I mean. So we're going to do some trial and errors. We're going to try it. We're going to give it a good 30 days. We're going to walk through it. We're going to put an attendant on it. We're going to make corrections. We're going to make changes. We're going to, just stay nimble through the process so that we can find out if we can continue to do it, if we can continue to keep it. So just your support in that area. If you see other people, we want to make sure it's sanitary. We want to make sure that it's healthy for everybody. But it really does open up a lot of opportunities for us as far as variety of foods that we can offer in Middleton. Because then if you wanted to simply have a nice big salad for lunch, which I enjoy having for lunch, maybe add a protein to it, it'll be there for you. So, and then Loon's Nest, again, the biggest thing I get in Loon's Nest is buffet is really just the temperature of the food. We're looking at new chafing dishes. It is partly an equipment issue, so we are trying to look at that, some overhead heat, some radiant heat from the bottom, so that we're heating from top and bottom on some of those very, sensitive items as far as temperature goes. And I think that once we get in through that process, we'll be able to really address that. And then quality of food. We had a young man in there. He's on vacation right now. Raul, I know you all know him. We were able to hire Julio. He's only been there a few days. 9 years experience. The idea is to have Julio and Raul kind of partner on that. Raul will gain experience from Julio. They seem to be getting along great. It would be a great combo in there. It would naturally bump the food quality up, the presentation up, because of the experience. Julio comes from Mambo's for 9 years, so, pretty high volume restaurant that he was at, not the one at the beach, one more into Jacksonville. So we're hoping that experience kind of translates into Raul, and it's a win-win for everybody. Any questions? Yes.
I just wanted to mention, when you are doing the little symbols and that sort of thing, to keep in mind people that have sight problems.
Correct.
So that they can also see them.
They're pretty big right now, but we can certainly make them bigger.
Well,
and we get colors.
They're dark and really dark against a bright white background.
What's that?
The colors.
The colors. So we've identified yellow, green, red, blue, really kind of some vibrant colors. We had a couple that just were just basically letters, like GF, and we changed them. But it just didn't fit with the rest of them, and I can't see people, reading them and seeing them easily. We wanted to use the colors to help. So, and trust me, any feedback you can give me on those, I'd appreciate it. Once we put them out, everybody's got to look at them. The dining committee has to look at them first, and then we'll take it from there. Anything else? Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Mr. Milton.
Man, it's good to have Hector here, isn't it?
Yes.
Thank the Lord. Let me tell you how hard it is to find a Hector out there in Jacksonville. There aren't many of them, and this is a huge, huge operation.
He really is a strategic thinker, very high level guy, and we're glad to have him, and I think he's having a lot of fun with it. It's not moving fast enough, Hector, but we're proud of you. Keep it up. All right, good morning, everybody, and thank you for joining us here today. I just plan on reporting on several projects throughout the community that have either been in process, pending, or not started yet that we're trying to wrap up before end of year or Q1 2023. I'm going to start with landscaping because one area of improvement that we can continue to improve Cypress Village with is the landscaping. It's an opportunity we have in these beautiful grounds to continue improving. So I'm going to start with the kiosks. The construction of all the kiosks has been completed. The landscaping has been finished at the Silverberry, Goldcrest, and Milton Park Circle West kiosk. Currently, we got Myrika and Gordonia that are in process as we speak today. And that's going to be followed by Milton Park Circle East, the two on the south side, and then Silkvine and the Middleton Park East on the east side. We expect to complete all of those by end of year. I didn't have a chance to get with Larry prior to this meeting, but I'm thinking we should have all of them done within the next 30 days. Other enhancements, landscaping projects throughout the community. As you're coming down William Davis Parkway, we've got those beautiful rock walls that were installed a couple years ago. Those are going to be planted with some perennials and some color. The medians coming down William Davis Parkway, there's some sparse areas, some areas where some things have died or either been run over, whatever it may be, but they had passed away. Didn't want to say that, but couldn't even find a word. So we're going to fill in those patches, thicken those areas where they are sparse. We're going to add some annuals to some of those caps to give it more color. So as you're coming in or leaving Cypress Village, you're going to have a beautiful way to look at. Milton Park Circle East, A entry and roadside. There are going to be colorful beds. We cleaned out a lot of that old juniper about a month ago, maybe a little bit longer. We do have those slated to have some perennials, colorful beds to match the other areas throughout the community. New growth areas, we're going to either use, where there is no growth area due to either shade or no irrigation, we're going to fill those in with some rock or mulch. The straightaway between Milton Park Circle East and West, like right when you come out of the main building heading towards the maintenance building, there are some other areas where we cleaned out a lot of old shrubs and shrubs and juniper that are also going to be filled with color as well to match throughout, so that's going to finish up around the building. Koi Pond, as we're speaking right now, is being cleaned out, thinned out. They're going to add some new rocks, some new colors, some new plantings to that as well. Main building, I don't know if anybody saw that sycamore come out, but that was an amazing feat. One thing they didn't complete that I was hoping they were going to complete that day is trimming the cypress and other sycamores that are in the front of the building up. Right now, the sod is not getting enough color, or not color, but sunshine, so we need to trim those back. Once we limb those up, we're going to replace it with some new sod and get the front of the building looking really sharp again. Another landscape area that you may not see that often is the healthcare center atrium, right in the middle of the healthcare center. That is going to go under, before the end of the year, I don't have a start date on that, but we are going to go more, instead of the typical plantings that you see around the community, they just get too big and overgrown in that particular area. We're going to go with more of like a xeriscape rock succulent look there. More of like a big terrarium. It's going to be easier to maintain. It's going to be very, very pretty. Larry's working on some final designs for us for that as well. We hope to complete that by end of year as well. That's it for landscaping. Next project is Wellness Way. We have the renovation scheduled for the physician offices area, which I'm sure most of you are familiar with. We do want to add a couple more office spaces for new practitioners that are interested in coming to Cypress Village. A couple more specialties to bring to our residents for convenience and medical services. Train room, train lobby, I don't want to beat this to death. I just don't have any new updates at this point. We're still waiting for the claim to be finalized. I will get with Katie and Laurel to send out a revised survey of a condensed version of all the feedback that we got from residents that we sent out prior to, and really try and drill down on that so when the claim's finalized, we can move forward with that project. Healthcare Center, that's probably where we have the three biggest projects currently underway, one of which is the exterior therapy complex and garden. Have not discussed this project in quite some time due to a lot of bureaucratic red tape at the state level. We are, just to refresh your memories, there's a large exterior space right to the right of the ambulance entrance there that we are going to convert into a very nice green space. It's going to have water features, water fountains, nice walkway, beautiful plantings, but it's going to be a really, really nice area for patients, residents, families, and guests to spend some time in that open air setting. We expect completion on this. It probably won't be before the end of the year. We're expecting by the end of Q1 2023, but it has been funded and has been started. Interior in the healthcare center, we've got our therapy life stations and renovated first floor gym. First floor gym will undergo a major renovation. The space will be renovated and we will also have all new equipment. We're adding a country kitchen, laundry equipment, and other life stations to that area as like an occupational physical therapy gym. It's going to be very, very nice. It's going to enhance patients as well as residents' experience for their therapy. Our goal is to complete it by the end of the year, but realistically, I think that's a little hopeful. We're probably going to complete that by Q1 2023. Again, it's been funded, started. The plans are in the state of Florida's hands at this point. We're waiting on final approval to move forward with the construction. Last but not least, the beauty salon has never been renovated there since I've been here. I don't think it's been renovated since the building was built. So we're very excited about that. That's going to be a very nice addition for our healthcare center residents and patients as well. Expecting that not to end until, or be completed until the end of Q1 2023 either. The green roof, I have really nothing new, very similar. It's still in permitting. We have not got a final permit to start that, so more to come on that as we receive updates. Another big renovation that we've been talking about for some time that's been in transition, I would say, and that's the assisted living memory care. We did finally make some headway on this project. We finalized all the furniture, fixtures, and equipment. We're very excited about getting this project started. Just to give you a little snapshot of what the project will entail, all the ceilings, which are still popcorn, will be scraped and textured. Walls will be painted, new wood and carpet flooring installed throughout all 3 floors. New furnishings for both dining spaces and lighting. We're going to add a bar to the assisted living main dining room as well as a private dining room. The assisted living bistro will be renovated to create a new space where the AL library will be converted to a new activity space as well. We're going to put a small gym, and we've already got a new wellness center up there. So a lot of exciting additions coming to assisted living. Memory care, we're going to upgrade all of the patio furnishings and activity space, better use of the current activity and living room spaces as they exist now. The new communication system will also be rebooted up there as soon as our Wi-Fi update is complete, and that system is called the Vocera, included on all 3 floors. Just one other project, as you see at the front of the main building, we are resealing, repainting, and staining the concrete at the front of the building, which started peeling. So hopefully the new application we put on does not have that same peeling effect. That's really all I have to report in the way of projects. I hope I'm trying to make the 2 minutes over. But before I wrap it up, I just wanted to really thank all of you residents out there for some of the feedback, whether it be emails, calls, conversations, cards, complimenting the communications during Hurricane Ian. Residents and families complimented how safe and secure they felt throughout the storm, regardless of the storm track and severity. A real big shout out to Katie Amador for heading up and executing the communication plan. She did a great job. And also a big thank you to close to 100 dedicated staff members that were here on property during the storm and throughout the storm. I will say we were very prepared, but we were also very fortunate that the storm was about 100 miles south versus the direction it was on path to take. But here we are, and we made it through another hurricane, and hopefully we make it through without a storm throughout the season. So thank you all very much. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you, back over to James.
Thank you, everybody. We're running a little over, but I did want to make just a couple of announcements. The November meeting is our official meeting. We will elect a new council at that point. It will be announced at the November meeting. We will also have Sarah here. We'll be talking about money, money, money. And we hope, we're still working on it, hope to present to you some minor changes in the bylaws which you'll be asked to vote on, and I will give you a cheat sheet so that you don't have to read the whole thing. Unless you want to, of course, we'll have some available. And we're also hoping to update the policy and procedures by then, although we are running out of time. So that's it. Thank you for coming. I'll see you back here November 8th, 10 o'clock.